All right, about a dozen of you guys have been asking me to take a look at this new TrekLite lockbox by SnapSafe, which is owned by Hornady. They make some great products. The idea being that this is, TrekLite. It's a little lighter, and it says it right there. Strength without the weight. And I think you guys fell for this part too, as did I. It says 1/3 the weight of a steel box. So some of you guys said, take a look at the SnapSafe aluminum box for my pistols. If I travel, it's required by the TSA. It'd be neat to have a TSA approved aluminum box. Guys, you're going to be disappointed. All right, guys, there's a common saying in the design of products. You can choose two of the following three attributes. Light, cheap, and strong. So right away, we know this thing it's light because it says so. It's 1/3 of the weight, strength without the weight. So it's got the strength, it's got the weight, but this thing sells for only $34.99. It tells you they probably cut some corners, and they did. This is a plastic box, guys. It doesn't matter, I guess, because it's required by the TSA that you have some kind of lockable box. So it could be made out of paper mache, I guess, as far as they're concerned. But just so you're aware, this is not an aluminum box like a lot of you have suggested. Let me unpack this dude and let's take a closer look at it. All right, I'm going to ignore the obvious attack, these easy TSA locks, and jump right to probably the most common attack against combination locks, and that'd be with this guy. So let me turn this a little bit, see if we can find a gate. What we're going to do is just feel around on the wheel. In fact, I'll start on the first one here, and just spin it and see if that tip of that falls into a gate. And on that side, it does not. So let's try the other side. We may have to jump right to the TSA lock. There we go. So the tip of that has fallen into a very wide flat spot right there on 6. So let's try this one as well. And there it is again, right there. It's deep enough to even move the wheel if you jam it in there a little bit. So there's 64. And there it is right there, 2. And the last one. And there it is, 3. So 64.23. And we don't have an open. And that's okay because usually these wheels are offset. We found the gates. They're all aligned right here on the top. They're not aligned with the actuator. And that's what we need to do next. So what I'm going to do is zoom in a little bit so you can see what's going on. And I'm going to take my probe. And what we're going to do is just rotate all these one number at a time, just like we always do on these. So go to one number. And then we'll try it. Nothing. I think you guys know what the combination on this is because I always set them the same for demonstrations. And I think you guys know that it's going to open now. So there you go. Nice open. Nice prize. It does not come with that, but okay, so let's take another look here. Let me lock this dude up. Let's spin it like so. And now I happen to still have these TSA keys. Now we can pick this. In fact, well, let's do this first. Let's demonstrate the key. So this is a number 7. I'm going to use the number 7. And if you look at this, what you have to do, this normally rotates opposite of the normal way that it opens. And in fact, that's what happens here. We have to move it from that red dot, and we're going to align it with that red dot. Now this is where we start to run into trouble because I tried this earlier. So I slide that in, and it starts to turn. It's clearly unlocked, but the key won't rotate without forcing it. It will not rotate any further than that. And I really don't want to break that key because I think that's what would happen if I were to apply enough force. Even when I push down on this, it still does not want to turn. So let's take a look at what's going on in here. So let's dial up our combination again. See if I can go backwards and save a little time. Okay, so it's open now. Now let's go ahead and lock it back up. So spin this. And now take our key, find number 7 again. And when we slide them in there, or maybe not so slide, now it works perfectly. And here's what's going on here, guys. Let me rotate this around and show you the actuator. So we're turning this little guy. So when you use the TSA key, he rotates counterclockwise, and when you use a normal combination, it goes clockwise. So something is either wrong with this actuator, or more likely, let me move my handgun out of the way here, more likely right here. Now you'll notice that that slot that the actuator fits into is at an angle. So when we open it normally with the normal combination, the actuator slides in there, and as I turn it to lock it, it kind of cams the lid down to keep it kind of compressed so that it won't fall open and it won't wobble. If there's any play in here because of poor manufacturing, that little angle will tighten this up. Well, of course, the problem is that if you have a pistol inside of here and you ship it, and for some reason the TSA decides to use their key on that lock to look at your pistol, their key will not work. And you know that will upset them to no end. So what will happen to your box? Well, they'll either confiscate the whole thing, or they will break it, or they'll call you off the aircraft because you gave a non-TSA box. I would say Safelite had good intentions, but because they didn't have access to these keys, I don't think they ever actually tried the design. This is a perfect case of it looked good on paper, but in real life, it didn't quite work out. So I'd have to say for now, guys, for a variety of reasons, this is probably not the box you want to use to ship one of your handguns. Anyway, guys, appreciate your time. Stay safe, stay legal. If you would like to win this box, I guess it's easily fixable if you grind out that slot. All you got to do is stick around, and I'll tell you how to win it. Thanks, guys. All you need to do is navigate to locklab.com, the tribal website, and scroll down in the middle of the page. You'll see all the giveaway buttons, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. But the one you're looking for is the Weekend Review giveaway, purple band. Just click on it. It'll take you to the registration page. Again, scroll to the bottom, put in a good email address, so if you win, I can get in touch with you, let you know. Put in a username, doesn't matter what it is, and click Submit. When you're done, you'll get a green check mark confirming your entry. Thanks, guys.